Decepticons. As your new leader, Who disrupts my coronation? A crown befitting the new ruler of the universe! Your time is now over, Megatron. The reign of Starscream will be a reign of terror!
Esteemed members of my armada, you now stand upon the very precipice of glory to meet the destiny which I have so tenaciously worked toward. Dynamic leadership of the Decepticon.
Hello everyone, I hope life is treating you well. This is Starscream 65, and today we're taking a look at the Transformers Cybertron Voyager class Mudflap. So here we have Mudflap in his crane mode, or his crane trip mode, or whatever you want to call it. And it's a really nice vehicle mode. You can see right off the bat it's very, very long, and that plays into his transformation. You got a missile here that just sticks out. Get into that more later. Has some stabilizers here painted in gold. He has 12 wheels. He has two, that's 6, and then on the other side the same thing. That's pretty cool. Flip him over to the underside. You can see his chest and you can see his hands and kind of how he transforms. Come around to the front. You have the cockpit. Might be hard to see because all the light reflecting off the plastic, but there is some molded in seating in there and some controls, which is cool. You got some gold and silver here on the grill. Same paintwork on the side here. And then you have the boom itself, which is really cool. You have a cockpit here, which also has some molded in seating and control and such. But then the crane, I'm going to move this down for the camera's sake. You can push the boom in and bring it out like I just had. I believe the default position in the vehicle mode actually is to leave it out like so. So it will rest in this this slot here, like so. But yeah, I'll bring this in and bump the camera in the process. But the boom can lift up that high, which is really cool. Now, it does have this same green plastic that's used on the hook here, which is starting to warp. So, it's a little worrisome, but I've had them for long enough that it shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. And then the boom can do a full 360, really nice bracket joint. Like so. So that's neat. And for now, I'll just leave the boom pushed in. Now for his accessories. He has his Cyberplanet key and he has this missile here. So you take the Cyberplanet key for vehicle mode and you insert it into this slot right here. Or Cyberplanet key. And that whole area above the cab will flip forward like so to reveal a missile. Or missile launcher, excuse me. Which is pretty cool, and there's a right here on the inside of the compartment here, the trigger to fire it, like so. Like so. Gonna fire. Come on. Okay, on the way back. There we are. That's cool. The missile's just green, translucent plastic, like both cockpits and vehicle mode. That's pretty cool. Just flip that back down and it will sit in place with a spring-loaded clip. And then this other Cyberplanet key, which is meant more for robot mode, but you can still make it work in vehicle mode. You want to bring the boom all the way out and then turn it around. And you can see that he has his Cyberplanet key slot right there. It will not work if you bring this all the way back to the sword that extends won't have enough room to extend. It's right underneath the boom. and you insert the center planet key in. Get my hand out of the way, and boom, it comes up like so. And works better in robot mode, but because it just hangs down with the gravity right now. Because the other way in robot mode, it's flipped the other way around like so, so it'll sit in place. But it's cool. It has a serrated edge to it, and it's cast in that same kind of rubbery plastic that was on the boom support, on the interior of the boom support and the hook here, which again is starting to warp. It's off center. That's neat though that both center planet key gimmicks are functional in vehicle mode. Alright, so for comparison, here he is next to Meta Starscream, movie Dwarfs. Again, Mudflap is very long. Granted, he's quite thin in vehicle mode as far as the list goes, but he is quite wide. Alright, so we'll get down to transformation now. To begin, you want to just take the boom and raise it all the way up to get out of the way. Then, you're going to take the boom assembly and you're going to unpeg it from this entire platform here. Like so. You're going to bring it up on a double hinge. You have all these different holes that will peg into all these different pegs on what will become his legs and his arms. And you just want to bring it all the way over like so. Then you want to come around to the other side and do the same thing. You want to lift it up like so. And you're going to bring it all the way forward like so. So you get that. You can see his feet exposed now. Then you want to come around. Let's get the camera here. There we are. You want to come around to the center of the vehicle, and you want to bring both sides up with the stabilizers and wheels, like so. Actually, we gotta bring this back down. This one doesn't want to go up until that missile's out. So we're going to bring the feet down, seeing as this is now moved up, like so. They just split from right here. There's a peg here that pegs into the inside of the arm. And then you want to bring the other leg down, like so. Split them from the trash pieces, and then peg them together, like so. And bring them around, rotate at the knee, extend the leg down so we get the knee joint, and then bring his foot around. Now, there are multiple ways to display his feet. The stock photography shows that the grill of both sides, or both cabs, should be used as heels. In the show, however, these hollow parts are used for heels, and the grills are used for feet. So I prefer this look because it's show accurate. But do with it as you will. Bring his foot around, and flip it out like so. Extend the leg down, which I didn't do yet. There we are. Alright. Gotta raise the camera. Alright. And then you want to take his arm, you're going to bring it down like so, and bring this piece here that pegs into the bicep out like so, against the wheels. Bring this side down, bring the boom up against the back like so, and then bring this piece down from the bicep, like so. Then you're going to flip the foot back out if you flipped it back in by accident, and then bring this assembly up here down, and then you're going to rotate them either way by getting his arms out of the way first, like so. And then you want to come back to the front, straighten everything out, and then you're going to come here to his chest, bring it down, then bring up his head, and then you're going to peg it back in, like so. And there we have Mudflap in his robot mode. Alright everyone, here we have Mudflap in his robot mode, and it is a very show-accurate robot mode to his character model in the Cybertron TV series 10 years ago. He's large, he's beefy, he's brick-like. I like that a lot. Take a look at his head sculpt. I can focus in on it. Come on. That's about as good as we're going to get. But he has some gold paint. And some green light piping. As far as applicability goes, his head is on a ball joint and can do a full 360. Like so. And can look up a little bit if you want to mistransform his whole neck. He has heavy ratchet shoulders. I think even heavier than maybe Silverbolt from this new Cybertron. And he's got ratchets here at the shoulders going in and out. Then he has some ratcheting elbows. He doesn't have a waist joint. He kind of has a mid-abdomen rotate like so. And then his legs are on ratchets, and he can go all about. And then he's got a rotation here at the thigh, and then his knees can do about 90 degrees, like so. And they're also ratcheted. And then his feet, if you wanted to, they can pivot like so, and you can move his feet in and out, if you so choose. So all in all, he is posable. But one thing that really brings him down is that he has the whole boom on one arm. Like so. The entire thing on one. And while it is show accurate, he likes to lean off to one side. You can tell he's kind of leaning. He'll go like this with his right leg. He'll lean to the left, but then as soon as I let go, he'll lean to the right again. Because this is so heavy. This whole assembly is so very heavy that it makes him want to lean this way. Now, he's not in danger of falling over. He'll stand nicely. He has flat feet. But he doesn't stand flatly on his right foot. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't really affect any posing. It just looks kind of odd on a shelf. He doesn't really have kibble. He does have the size of the truck on his back, but I think it looks cool behind his head like so. It kind of gives him some cool shoulders. And it looks cool from behind too. But he's just a lot of blue, with some more blue and some metallic violet highlights and some yellow and gold and white. It's a nice color scheme. Yes, as far as weapons go in this mode, you can bring the boom 180 degrees around like so, and bump the camera with it. Like so, and then bring it out like so, and you can have a sword, an underslung sword of some sort, which he used in the show to sling himself around, which was kind of cool and kind of silly at the same time. And the Cyberplanet key gimmick works in this mode too. You can bring the boom the way out, which makes for a ridiculously long weapon. And then you can take the Cyberplanet key, insert it in, like so, helping out the sword. But because it is even longer now, almost doubled in length, you can bring the boom in like so, and still have the sword used. Like so. So that's cool. But again, it's so unwieldy that it looks kind of ridiculous. So I'm going to bring it out and flip it back in for now. It's really useful in poses, but on a shelf it's not practical whatsoever. Alright. I'll just bring the old boom back around for now. So, okay. Then the other Cyber Planet key, which is actually flawed in this mode. You want to take the Cyber Planet key, and you want to insert it in, just like you did in vehicle mode. And it'll flip out the cannon. Or missile launcher, or whatever you want to call it. Which looks cool and all. But nobody wants the whole cab on his, on the front of his arm like so. And you could do that if you wanted to. But his hand's kind of hanging off to the side, you can see the inside of his arm. But this is really only one of the only options you have. Because the spring, unfortunately, is not heavy enough, or not strong enough, to support the gun. So when his arm is straight, the gun will not be pointing down. It will kind of swing itself backwards. And then when you bring it up like so, it just flaps down. It will not aim forward. Unfortunately, the spring is not strong enough, but again, you can still make it look like he's firing it, if you wanted to do something like this. So you do have that option. You're seeing that the spring is not strong enough, but it's good that there are ways to counter that. Alright, so for comparison, here he is next to Cybertron Starscream. You can see that, taking the head into account only as the top of his height, he's not all that much taller than Starscream. He's a lot more stocky, and he has a very large vehicle mode, but he pretty much splits his vehicle mode 5 in half to form a turbo mode. Hey everyone, I wanted to show off the Mudflap can indeed hold 5mm weapons in his hands, as they are molded to do so. In the show, Mudflap didn't always use his boom weapon. He sometimes used 2 blaster pistols. So, to kind of replicate that, I have the Megatron shotgun from the Evolutions 2-pack Age of Extinction Voyager Optimus Prime. And you have a 5mm port right here, and it can be pegged into either of his hands, like so. In case you didn't already know, fighter missile. And you can, bring his arm up like such. So that's cool. It's not incredibly accurate to like weapons like they are, just kind of black and kind of sacky looking. And this one kind of reminded me of that. So that's cool. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, do I recommend Mudflap? Yes, I do. But the fact that he came out 10 years ago or so makes him hard for me to recommend, because when he is found, he is marked up, as far as price goes. That being said, I do think he is worth your money. He's a good, solid toy. He is show accurate to his on-screen appearance, and he has a cool design and a cool transformation that I really like. So this has been the video review for the Transformers Cybertron Voyager class Mudflap. I am Starscream165. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.
Megatron? If it isn't my old pal Megatron.
Megatron.
Notice how much noise an insect makes, buzzing and clacking until you crush it underfoot? That's what you are, Megatron. A bug with a big mouth.